Well, there are fakes, and then there are the biggest of the fakes. And usually, some of the biggest fakes that I've ever seen are those who quote and live and die by Malcolm X, but are some of the most emotional and rage-based human beings I have ever come across. And I include that in the gentleman, and I did a show on it earlier, the manager of Linwood, I think he might even be Latino, who referenced Malcolm X and the chickens coming home to roost, about the two sheriff deputies that were ambushed and shot in Linwood. Now, Malcolm X, who was born in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, and born May 19th, 1925 in Nebraska, and then he died February 1965. He only lived 39 years of age. He changed his name to an Islamic name in the end, Al-Hajj Malik Al-Shabazz. I think that is the correct pronunciation. And being somewhat of a Stoic, I've always kind of admired, may not have agreed with everything that he said, but I've always kind of admired Malcolm X because I consider him to be one of the few only master Stoics out there within society that I can see. One of the other living Stoics that I see today is Thomas Sowell. He is also, I consider, to be a master Stoic. Milton Friedman, Noam Chomsky, also, in my opinion, a master Stoic on the left. But many of those who quote Malcolm X are not really familiar. I mean, seem to disregard that these are certainly different times that we are living in today. Today, the establishment backs a lot of these radical civil rights groups. One, Black Lives Matter stated that one of the leaders stated that they are trained Marxist. Back in the day, that would have automatically got you blacklisted. You could not find a job if you were part of that organization or any organization that claimed to be Marxist. And that was during the time of Malcolm X's life. Had any organization, civil rights organization, claimed to be Marxist. Every civil rights organization that wanted any part of the establishment would have denounced Marxism and communism. Malcolm X grew up in America that was verifiably, systematically racist. The laws were racist. The type of manual labor and work you had to do to survive for most Americans was harsh, no matter what race you were. People had to work sometimes 13, 14 hours a day just to provide for their families. Sometimes they even had more than, a brood of children to feed. And they would work from sunup to sundown. And now we see people quoting Malcolm X being the most emotional and saying things like, "You'll never know what it feels like to be black." Something I don't think Malcolm X ever quoted or would ever say, particularly when he spoke to white folks. He always talked facts and figures and numbers. He never talked feelings. Anyway, Malcolm X was a master Stoic. Those that follow him, not so much, and not too many of them. This is Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below.